I'm just going to say this right now, and as as usual, no offense to you. You have this condition called insanity, and it gets obsessive. And you just went through this trailer, man. You went through this trailer
For about 2 hours straight.
yeah, obsessively. And I think some of the things that you saw, now I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, all right, now this is a crazy ass reach right here. However, I've said that before, and you've been proven to be right.
What I'm pulling from, just as my base, is thinking of how they would expand from their last game. So I'm pulling from like what they did in Red Dead Redemption 2, thinking of the mechanics they have there, knowing they want to put more role-playing mechanics into it, and then going from there.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it, and excuse me, I just got through eating, y'all. To your credit, there is a lot to see here. What they're really doing is, they told people that it's going to be another year before this game comes out, and people lost their goddamn minds.
Yeah, people got pissed.
To settle their asses down, they kind of released this trailer right here, and it worked. It's been out 8 hours, 31 million views.
Oh my God, I didn't even see that.
31 million views for this trailer right here, man.
When I saw it like 18 minutes after it dropped or something, it was like at 21,000 views or something.
Yeah, no, it's gone way beyond that. It's a very, 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 very good trailer. And that's coming from me, from someone who hasn't played too many of the games. I played GTA
3 probably.
I played 3 and 5.
Okay.
And those
probably played San Andreas a little bit.
Just a little bit. But I can't even get into the lore like people, man. I don't know legacy characters and stuff like that. So this is his show, y'all. I'm just telling y'all that right now. Believe it or not, I have very little to say for a change. Only this man can shut me up.
I'll give you something to say, I think, with some of the points I'll bring up.
Well, I want to say this before I do hand it to you, is that I don't want anybody to think I'm criticizing this trailer at all. Not at all. As I said, extremely good trailer, especially for something that they put out on a random Tuesday in the middle of the day with no announcement at all. I mean, they really shocked and surprised people with this. But I remember that first trailer came out, and just for my personal sensibilities, I still like that first trailer better. And we talked about this, and you even reminded me, I like it because a lot of the trailers that have come out for Rockstar games, they've used music so well. And I just thought that I'll say this as a first trailer, setting up everything, because we're going to get more. But setting up everything, it was an excellent trailer, and they used a Tom Petty song, and I still love the way that it's used with the visuals in the game. It's funny because after looking at trailer number 2 that came out today, even though this is like a full 2 minutes or so, it still feels more like a teaser now.
Yeah, and it's funny looking at this trailer because you can kind of connect the dots from stuff that they showed in the new trailer.
Yeah, you sure can. And there's some things that you can see that they changed in trailer number 2 from some feedback they got from trailer number 1.
Really?
Yeah, and you actually listed it.
Okay.
In your email.
Okay.
But we'll get into that in a little bit. Well, one of the things that I really like about this trailer is, and you tell me, man, because you obviously have noticed more about these things than I have, more details. But so I'm going to ask you a question instead of just saying it. Do you think that the voice acting just keeps getting better and better and better?
Rockstar has set the bar like astronomically high for their voice acting performances since they first started doing them.
Well, the reason why I brought that up is because I think they've gone from being caricatures to this one feels like I'm actually watching a crime thriller, because the voice acting, we have the main character Jason here, and I like the opening scenes that we see here with Jason, man. Nobody knows who the voice actor is yet, and you've already established it's not Troy Baker.
It is not.
So the opening scene here where, like, when Jason is going to the prison to get Lucia, it has a very dramatic feel, and the voice acting, I think, is excellent.
I'm here for Lucia Caminos.
I seen you here before.
You might have. Hey.
Hey.
The acting in general, not just the voice acting, but the acting in general has come a long way.
And there's a lot of nuance with the writing that I really love. Like, that totally implies that he's been to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know you're very right about that. And this even stood out to me more because you're going to reference this clip later, but because of the clip that you gave me. I mean, what is this? How many years ago was
Vice City? Vice City came out, I believe, 2004. I want to say.
So 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to know how far technology has come with games, I mean, just look at GTA. This is Vice City. I don't know when it came out, but let's just say roughly 20 years ago.
Hey, Phil. How's it going? Hey, Connie! How you doing? It's been too long. I swear you should lay off that boom shine, man. Smells like paint stripper.
I mean, their hands can't even move. You know, they look like puppets.
Yeah, they have those Muppet arms and Muppet hands.
Yeah, they do. They look like claymation or something, man. But even from GTA 5 to this, like I was saying, you know, and this is GTA, so a lot of characters are going to be pretty outlandish, cartoonish.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, your lead characters were, you know, they were a little exaggerated. I think your characters here seem just a little more, I don't like using this word a lot, but grounded. They seem a little more dramatic.
I think that, you know, in Grand Theft Auto 3, the character didn't talk. In Vice City, it was pretty much, you know, Miami Vice. And then San Andreas, it was a little bit of a stereotype. It was Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
But then with GTA 4, Niko Bellic, the Russian guy,
Yeah.
he was pretty realistic feeling. I
Okay.
remember falling in love with that guy.
Okay. Well,
And then in 5, they're exaggerated, but they do feel relatable in some ways.
yeah. So, you know, I think both trailers have their purpose, man. This one definitely is more character
Story.
driven and story driven. It's also kind of showing you how great the visuals are going to be in the game. They look incredible.
It looks better than the first trailer. The way this is something I was going to bring up, you can see a clear difference between all the different materials they're wearing.
Yeah.
Like if it's spandex, if it's a towel, whatever. It's crazy how clear the detail is.
Yeah, and I wonder if you're going to see that detail in gameplay because it's hard to tell what's gameplay here and what's cutscenes.
But remember this.
Yes, sir.
Grand Theft Auto or Rockstar, they always do stuff in engine. So this is just like them animating the characters how they want. This is the graphics.
Wow.
This is how
at this,
the
man.
game will look.
Look at the
I know.
Look at the texture and the detail. I mean, God, look at those sparklies. Look at that ass. You know?
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah. A lot of ass in this trailer right here.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Yeah, man. And so do you think this is the big question before we start going into the breakdown? You know, your breakdown right here. You're insane spiraling.
Analysis.
You're insane
Anal
spiraling into
analysis.
madness right here.
Yeah.
So they're saying that the game is going to be $100. Do you think it's worth it?
Well, I remember when we talked about it, I was saying that it could be anywhere near $80, and that's the way the market's going. I mean, the game that Nintendo thought they were going to compete with this with is the new Mario Kart game. And that's digital 80 and physical 90.
Yeah.
And Grand Theft Auto, they are the ones who are setting the way for everything. So it could be $100. There will be a $100 version of the game. I don't think that they're going to have a DLC day one. That doesn't seem like their MO. Usually the online mode launches a few months after the game comes out.
Yeah.
But eventually there will be a full store where you can buy stuff in this game, and who knows the depth. There's no way we can know what the multiplayer is going to be like for this. But I do have something to say about that we'll get to eventually.
Okay. And so if the market price on this is $100, or at least there's a $100 version of the game, is that going to go up with tariffs, you think?
I think a lot of people will buy it digitally.
Yeah.
I think that this could, it would have to be really crazy for it to stop people. But like $100, I think, is a cutoff where people are like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm buying a $500 console
If
for
there's
it.
any game they're going to spend money on, and it's their only game they buy that year, it's going to be this game.
Yeah, when I was doing the analysis in my chat before coming here, people were like, I'm buying a PS5 for this.
And speaking of PS5, no mention of PC.
No mention of PC or the Nintendo Switch 2, which is potential afterwards. They're going to make it for Xbox and for PlayStation. Maybe the version that they're making for the Xbox Series S, because that's a little bit underpowered, that'll be the one that'll go on the Switch.
Crazy there's no mention of PC though. Is that normal?
That's normal for Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto has classically released on console always first.
Okay. And how long does it take to get to PC?
Well, it depends. It depends how that gravy train is going for them.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be at least a year, they've said.
So PC has always been a year later.
Yeah.
So-
And then they have to, because if they release that day one, like in 2 weeks, you're going to have someone being Iron Man flying through this game.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and Chatty's even saying, yeah, man, no, you know, they've always released PC a year later.
Mm-hmm.
So so fuck me, right? So I just bought my big piece.
But
my
you
big,
got a PS5 right there.
I know. I just love gaming on my laptop, but yeah, I got a PS5. Whatever, and I'll buy the game. So
Yeah.
all right then, Julian, let's go ahead and get into.
And then
your
you can
breakdown.
kind of like play the trailer like to the next mark, that you don't have to skip around, I guess.
That's what you go in order here. So I looked at your list. I was looking at his list right now. I was like, oh hell no, I'm not trying to bring up every clip for this. You got about 100 timestamps here.
Yeah, and some of them are less, noticeable than others, but I had to stop myself. Like I watched it one more time before I came over here, but I was like, God damn it, I'm pausing it and noticing
Okay.
new stuff. But the first thing I notice is at the 8-second mark, they're confirming that there's going to be cars from the 60s. On the left there, that's reminiscent of a Plymouth Fury.
Okay,
Right there.
So old cars already in there. The thing after that is something that now that's the one I said. All right, we get into the second time step, and this boy's already reaching.
But that's something the reason I mentioned this is because it's something I mentioned the first time we talked about this as a potential thing.
Okay,
What you doing up there?
I'm just fixing some leaks.
so
Right there, I think that it's implying that there could be some kind of destructible environments, and that could be right after a tutorial mission where that's your house that you'll be able to design, and you're going to be able to do some repairs on it. Later on in the trailer, you can see in the background, I'll point it out, there's paint, there's a drill or a nail gun or something, so there's other tools. And I think that that'll come into play. You can also see in that shot when he's climbing down, the paint is chipping there. So that'll
Seriously,
be
dude,
something
you
you'll
got
be
some
able to
time on
paint
your
over
hands. I got
probably.
some properties with paying tenants.
So you think that you that'll be your house, your base, and you'll be able to like build on it and repair it. That's
Yeah.
not unusual though in
Yeah.
the game. I mean, you get to do that in Assassin's Creed and everything.
Yeah, I guess, but I think that they're going to take it further because it's in Florida, and the way that GTA games work, where the maps slowly expand or they close off parts, I could see there being a big part in the game where a hurricane happens and then buildings get destroyed.
I wonder if this is who people think it is, because this character, I was thinking the same thing, because I don't want to come here and speculate too much, because nobody knows who the voice actor is for like the main character of Jason. They know who Lucia is.
Do they?
Yeah, some actress named Manny someone. But anyway, who does this character sound like? What actor does this character sound like?
What you doing up there?
Who does that sound like?
It sounds familiar. I can't place it.
Stephen Root.
Okay. Oh.
Stephen
I
Root,
definitely
Bill
know that
from
name.
King of the Hill.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds like him. It
Show.
might
It
not
kinda
be
looks
him.
like him.
Bill from
Bill,
King of the
yeah,
Hill.
yeah.
And, I don't know. But anyway, the chat was even saying that. I thought it, but I didn't want to say anything. But y'all recognized it too. So, what else you got?
The next one's a small thing. At the 17-second mark, there's just such attention to detail on a Dodge Ram that they're making there. You can see, they've gone a step further behind his head. Look at those stickers there. Because normally
yeah.
the cars in the last game look real, but, the details of having those stickers on your car, that's a new level of touch.
So you'll be able to see that as you're driving cars
yeah.
and within the gameplay.
Who knows how far they'll take it? They could go as far as you'll be able to cover your car in bumper stickers and all types of shit.
Okay.
If you go to the 27 mark, that is what I think is the closest we got to actual gameplay.
Okay, let's take a look.
Right there. you already passed
Already-
it.
oh, wait a minute, I already passed it. Hold on.
let him open the door and then pause it right
Let
before
me
it
see.
cuts.
Get me my checks.
See you, Brian. Love you, Jason.
Right there.
That's it.
So I think that'll be like the camera will pull back there, and that'll be like it shifting into gameplay from the cinematic.
I see what you're saying. So you'll go from let me go back a little bit more. So you're saying that you'll be coming from a cinematic. Let me see. So you're gonna be coming from a cinematic, and that's when you're entering gameplay. You think?
Get me my checks.
See you, Brian. Love you, Jason.
And game starts right there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
That'll be like it's shifting back to the gameplay.
Okay.
Right after, I only noticed because I heard it, you can see a guy with a leaf blower, which that is the first item that I noticed in this trailer that will be like a weapon or something you'll be able to fuck with
Jesus
people.
Christ! How'd you see that, man?
I heard it.
Oh, You are crazy.
I saw he had some in his hand, and then I started playing. I heard the sound.
Let me see.
You hear that?
I heard a car. You heard a leaf blower?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one of the things that that I think you'll be able to pick those up, and I have good reason to believe that because when we saw the first trailer, there was that wrangling tool that the guy was using on the alligator. That definitely will come into play at some point.
Okay.
At the 30-second mark, like right after, it kind of seems like the NPCs will be able to recognize you. And then later on, I noticed something where I was like, maybe there's a part where like these characters went viral, so like people recognize them. Because there's a couple parts in the trailer where people are like gawking at Jason.
So as you're driving around, characters be yelling your name.
Exactly,
and whatnot.
yeah. Let's see, 32-second to 34-second. You can see that he's robbing like a head shop or like a crystal store, but right beside the register, there's like a lighter and some rolling papers. And right there on the left.
420.
Yeah, and maybe that's something that you'll be able to interact with. Rolling your own cigarettes or joints would not be out of the realm of possibility, in my
You really
opinion.
think? Oh, well, you can kill hookers in this. So
Why wouldn't you be able to do drugs in this game? You can. In the previous games, they had like you were able to smoke bongs. You would go to bars and get drunk, and then there's something more to that.
And also, they're showing you here what the more character with Jason, because Jason, the guy that forgot the guy's name that I said is played by Stephen Root. That guy's the kingpin of crime in Vice City.
Oh.
So, you're trying to get out of the life, and he still has you going around doing like pretty much I guess loan shark collecting.
And then Lucia comes into play. She's like, "Oh, this sounds fun." And he's like, "Come on,
yeah,
let's
he's trying.
stop."
Yeah, he's trying. The whole game is like trying to get. It's like any kind of thriller where we're trying to get out the game.
Just one more job.
And that one more job, and of course that one more job goes wrong. But this is one of the things that I feel like that he's just kind of sick of doing. He's tired of being a heavy.
Yeah, he's doing petty crimes too.
Yeah,
like just doing bullshit there. This is a cool one. 35-second mark. You can see there's a car pulling a jet ski. So in my mind, that makes me think I'll be able to drive through someone's backyard. I'll be able to put a jet ski in their pool and fuck it up.
So, what?
So you see,
Yeah, I see the jet ski right there.
I think you'll be able to, why wouldn't I be able to take that car and then take the jet ski and put it in the pool?
I don't think you're gonna be able to do that. You think so? I think you'll probably be able to steal somebody's jet ski.
But you don't
that.
think so? That car right there that's pulling that jet ski, you won't be able to put that in the water and drive it?
I don't think you'll be able to go to somebody's house and do that.
Why not? There's water there.
Yeah, I maybe. Look, like I said, that's one of the places where I'm like, God damn it. That's one of the places where I'm like, hey, I will not be surprised if it's true, but that's one of the places I'm like, I'm doubtful. But if you think, sure.
I'm willing to take it as far as they've led me to believe they would go. But one really cool detail, see that there's guys sitting on the truck bed there, right there. So that makes me think that if you do have people come with you, they will just get in your truck bed. You won't need to go find another car with more seats. I thought that was a really nice detail.
Okay.
40-second mark. Classic return of a mechanic from San Andreas working out in the game.
Oh, wait a minute. So that's not Jason working out in the game?
That is Jason.
Oh, you see mechanic. I'm thinking you mean like an actual mechanic, like being able to work out in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that these two girls are rappers.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know where you heard that, but
You're working with a lot of criminals, and you're also working with a lot of people who are hustlers. And there's a big part of the game where you're working with a guy who has a record label.
Okay.
And these two girls right here, they had a hit at one time, and not a hit like killing somebody. They had a music, a song,
a hit song,
and so they're trying to actually get back out there.
Okay.
And so I think those are not just two random girls. So I think those girls are actually characters that. Let me go back. Those are girls that you know.
Okay. Because that was the example I was talking about where it just looks like characters are gawking at him.
Yeah, and it could. You know what? It could be. I might have them mixed up with two other girls. It might just be two girls admiring him. I just know that there are two girls who are rappers in the game, in the story, and you're going to be working either with them or working with people who know them at
Okay.
the record label.
And one thing with the clip of just 5 seconds that you just played, it's a good part where you can notice that every place has like a unique sound to it, so it feels different.
Well, instead of playing one song, you can hear. I think they're kind of now giving you an example of what it's like to ride around with different radio stations.
And being in different environments, yeah. And when you don't hear music and when you do.
Because like here, I think that they're making it clear that you're going to get a 80s station. I kind of like that they're just giving you snippets. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I love
cool.
that. Let's see, what's next? Onlookers. At the 42-second mark, you can see him buying a 6-pack. So that's an evolution of being able to get drugs in the game. You used to be able to get drunk at a bar. They started that, I think, in GTA 4. But now you'll be able to buy the 6-pack. And in that scene, there's, again, a lottery ticket station. And if you look on the right, there's that bodega cat.
Oh, Bodega Cat?
Yeah.
Let me see. There's an arrow point right at this cat, too.
Wow!
So, Bodega. Will you be able to, work with Bodega Cat?
I think that there's going to be a pet mechanic in this game.
So alligators. Now that is something I think I saw an alligator in the first trailer, and I was saying, look, this is Florida. You better be able to work with an alligator.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think that there is going to be a big pet mechanic with a different reptile, but we'll get there.
Okay, all right.
But if you keep letting that play a little bit more, there's a detail of a homeless guy who's reaching out to him. I think that not only will you be able to interact with that guy, I could see them going as far as having an option to pay him to come with you to do something.
Or like break in shit for
Yeah,
you.
just or go do a job with you. Just have like a teammate with you.
Why would you get that dude to do a job with you?
I mean, I'm just saying it's something that you could do in the game, like just to have the option to do it.
Yeah.
But you definitely will be able to interact with them. Like in Red Dead Redemption, there's the option to be like rude or to be nice to someone.
Okay.
And there's also like the option to give someone money. So that's definitely something you'll be able to do. But I think you may be able to hire people, because that's what it made me think when I saw the people in the back of the truck there in the previous part.
Okay.
A lot of this is conjecture, but again, I'm basing it all on things. Like I wrote hireable ? I don't know. At the 49-second mark, you can see what's it called? He has blonde hair, and Jason has blonde hair. So it's showing that the customization will be very detailed.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can see a hint of it.
Yeah. And also you can see the police looking extremely realistic, bothering black people.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, I think that's definitely a cop right there.
Oh, if you
So-
pull it back a little bit further, you can see a cop shove a guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, I see it right there. Hold on. Yeah.
Like the body language is so realistic looking.
Yeah, so a lot of police brutality and
Yeah.
harassment here.
Yeah, very fitting for something like GTA. 58-second mark, we mentioned that. He's been to jail.
Are those black people, those Cubans? Are black Cubans?
Maybe.
Black Cubano.
Yeah, they could be. At the 108 mark, the Camino that you see at the house at the very beginning is in the parking lot when he's picking up Lucia. So that's showing that that's Jason's car right there on the left. So either that will be set as his car, or the player will be able to pick their car as his car. But that is the same car from the beginning of the trailer.
Okay.
There's something, maybe you can help me. The chat could also help me with this. At 1:15, it felt really familiar, but I couldn't place it.
The bank robbery? Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Hands above your
Just
heads
that.
now!
You stay.
With her with the gun with the skeleton mask. I don't know what it is. It looks so familiar. I couldn't place it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of shots like that, but I'm not sure. You know.
118, probably the most realistic.
And they're saying that the Camino is her car.
It could be.
They're saying, and her last name is Camino also. So they're saying that Camino is probably hers.
So he's bringing her back her car because that car was parked in front of his house, which is later her home as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so that could be her car. Now, some people in the chat are naming this, like I said, I wouldn't know, but some people are naming a game called Army of One
Army of One.
or Army of Two. Like
Army of Two.
Army of Two.
Yeah, I guess I mean, there's also a guy named Ghost in Call of Duty that has like a skeleton face, but there's just something about that. It looks really familiar to me. I can't place it.
Yeah.
1 minute and 18 seconds in, maybe the most realistic depiction of intimacy I've ever seen in a video game.
Oh, you talking about?
Just the way that he's touching her. It's very.
Is it the one where they're in bed?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. It's
there?
118.
Like
See
right
that?
there.
Like
Yeah.
that could be in like a serious drama right there. Something kind of funny. I'm not 100% sure on this, but at 123, there's a boat, and the name on the side of it, I think, is Pure Predator. It kind of cuts off. You have to like, look carefully at it. But I thought that was like classic GTA name for something. At 125, they are showing a boat works and marina. Could potentially be the equivalent of the pay and spray for a car, but for a boat.
Oh, I can see that. Our plane.
Yeah, or a plane. Yeah, a place where you'll be able to customize those vehicles.
Chop shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for boats and planes. And later
There's
on,
a plane right there.
Yeah, and later on in the trailer, you see in the background in that place, you see someone like welding on the bottom of a boat.
Okay.
So that seems pretty possible.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts in the trailer.
Somebody's saying, "Is this?" Let me see. Never mind. I don't want to say anything. Let me see. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. At 127, you see people doing community service.
Yeah.
And that is my second weapon that I noticed. That's going to be an item that you can use. A grabber there.
A grabber.
Yeah.
Really?
A grabber
so
to grab.
a leaf thrower and a grabber. You
Yeah,
think they're
I
gonna be
think
weapons?
that those are going to be weapons. Are you going to tell me Rockstar's going to miss the opportunity to have a grabber where you can grab someone's dick on the street? That'd be so funny.
Okay, I mean, listen, it is GTA. I don't know. So if people start saying this is crazy, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know why they would show that if it wasn't a weapon. We're not in this day and age anymore where you could see someone with a mop or something where they wouldn't be able to pick it up. I mean, games that ripped off GTA like over 10 years ago, you go back to Saints Row 2, you were able to rip out meters from the ground or stop signs and hit people with them.
Yeah.
So something like that seems pretty possible.
Also, keep in mind though, those games are way more exaggerated versions of GTA.
Sure. But also, being able to use that grabber plays into how they want role-playing mechanics to be a big part of this game. Like the people who made the role-playing mod for GTA, they hired them to work on GTA 6.
Yeah, okay.
So that seems like something that people would do like as a mini game, working, doing...
A mini game like this.
Yeah,
Okay, I can
doing
see that.
community service.
Yeah,
But also,
I can actually see that.
Yeah.
Actually doing community service as a mini game. What if your character, if your character Jason has been to jail? What if you actually are required to do community service at some
yeah,
point?
that's totally what that could be.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
128, you were talking about pets. Inside their apartment, they have a pet snake.
Is that 128? You said?
1 minute and 28 seconds. It's very close. It could be 128.5.
Yeah, man, I see it.
Yeah. I think you're going to be able to fucking throw that snake on people. I think
Really?
you're going to be able to walk around with the snake on you. I think that animals are going to be a big part of this game.
Okay. Gators and snakes.
And I mean,
And a cat.
Yeah, cat. There's definitely dogs in the background. I mean, we saw Pixie in that first trailer running on the beach, and then there's another shot I'll point it out where a guy's dog is sitting waiting for him.
And somebody said she kind of fine. Kind of fine?
Yeah. I think that you can go to the 130 mark. That'll be a good example of this. Stores and restaurants, I think, will be like Red Dead Redemption 2, have interactive shelves. Like, for example, this is at a bar. I think you'll be able to jump over the bar. You'll be able to open that cooler and drink a beer.
So you think the world will be even more interactive now?
Especially in places that are like stores. Like, that was one of the craziest details in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you could walk into the store and you could grab stuff and be like, it costs this much.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that would be something that they could do.
Yeah.
Now, at 133, I thought that there was a woman there that looked interestingly a lot like Lucia, the one
woman
on
right
the
here?
right, and she's pregnant.
I see that.
Yeah.
Maybe she just fat. I mean, she got beer
No.
belly, man. She had a bar drinking.
But she doesn't have a drink. You can see that Jason's the only one with the drink that he puts down.
Okay.
But I think that could be Lucia's sister, and also I think she shows up again in the trailer, and she could be part of the conflict within the story. You'll see. I'll show you. You get a clear shot of her face during an action sequence later
Okay.
on. At the 134 mark.
Ass.
Well, no, I was actually going to say, if you look on the right, there's a detail of like a soda thing that's in.
sorry, I don't
no,
see it.
No, exactly.
I'm too busy. Yeah, now those mechanics I'm talking about right there. Ass mechanics.
Yeah, thank you for taking that thing I set up for. But yeah, that's a great shot, and it is funny.
It is.
At the 140 mark, the club that they're going into, that's the club that we saw the advertisement for that I pointed out on the airplane ad. You can see it's like 99 or whatever it was called. So that's that place. At 142, there's a couple of fans. Like there's a box fan I noticed in the background.
Let me see. 142. 142, a box fan. Let me see. Tell me when to stop.
Yo, D, this full effect?
All right. Let me see here. I think this guy's pregnant too.
Yeah, with a six pack.
No, this guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let me. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me see here.
Yo, D, this full.
Okay.
So you see that box fan? There's a couple other fans I noticed in the background. It could just be like a detail, but one part of Red Dead Redemption 2 was that your guy could get hot and you could get cold. So I'm thinking that Florida's hot. Maybe you might have to go inside to cool off at certain points, and fans would be things that you would go for to like bring your temperature down.
Okay. That one is a crazy one, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that one. I think those are just decoration or just part of the background. But again, who knows?
Yeah, it's just I'm again pulling from Red Dead 2. Let's see. 144 is just an example of like true next level lighting that I've only seen in Alan
Like right
Wake
here?
2.
Yo, D, this full
A little more?
effect?
Yeah, right there. You just look at the way that the light is bouncing off of his shoulder compared to the towel. And also something to mention is they're paying a lot of attention to detail with black people's hair. Because a thing that the game industry has been criticized for is, oh, here's a cool black guy. I bet he has the Killmonger haircut. And you can see there's a lot of detail in the afro, and there's a lot of detail in the different types of braids.
Yeah, braids and fades and afros and cornrows and.
I just thought that was worth mentioning for sure. At 144 and a half, when they're jumping out the building, that seems like potentially he's implying some parkour, but also implying one thing that I think could be a big part of this game. I think that GTA 6 could be in co-op. I think the whole thing could be co-op because that's a
Really?
big trend. A game of the year was co-op, and one of the biggest games this year, Split Fiction, is co-op.
So parkour. Let me see. I don't know.
He helps her jump out the window.
Yeah.
Yo, D, this full effect? And they got your name, address, they got...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do like co-op in here.
Yeah, but that would be new for Grand Theft Auto.
I don't know, but that don't look like parkour. It looked like he just jumped out a window.
But I think you'll be able to climb up rooftops. I think you'll be
Yeah.
able to get on top of buildings.
I'm gonna disagree with the parkour, but the co-op thing sounds interesting.
When I say parkour, I just mean like you'll be able to climb up shit.
Okay, that's different than parkour.
Okay.
Climbing, sure,
Yeah.
but doing like Spider-Man shit bouncing
No,
from
no,
water.
no, no,
Okay,
no.
like,
Yeah,
that's a difference.
Yeah.
Climbing and parkour are two different things.
Okay. That's what I meant. At 146, you can see a guy's tattoo on his shoulder, and it's incredible detail.
So you think you'd be able to see that detail? Well, first of all, this character right here is in a cutscene probably. But do you think other characters with tattoos, like okay, let me put it this way: do you think like maybe you could get a tattoo as Jason?
Yes,
And
I
then
think
you-
you'll be able to get face tattoo. You'll be able to do whatever the fuck.
So
you
you'll be able
want.
to customize the character, and then if you get a tattoo, it's like Jason or Lucia.
If you
do
let
you
it
think
go
it could be that detailed like that?
Oh, if you let it go a little bit further, you can see a close up of like a guy's shoulder where he has like a big dragon tattoo.
Got everything.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out of focus
Do
in
you
this
think you'll be
second.
able to get tattoos that detailed in the game?
I mean, look at that.
But that's again, I don't know if you could play that character.
Again, the game is all in engine, so that's the graphics of the game.
Okay.
That's what it's going to look like.
All right, cool.
If that's not the case, if that is not the graphics, Rockstar has changed, and that would be a huge bad marketing for them.
Okay.
That would be a big deal.
Okay.
1 minute and 50 seconds is the first shot, no pun intended, of gunfire in the marketing, which is kind of a big deal because the gunshot sounds, they sound very realistic.
All right. Man, that don't sound too realistic to me. Yeah, those finger gun sounds are crazy.
Yeah, that one was automatic. That's why it sounded like
All
that.
right, no, here, I got it right here. Let me see. Let me see here. Let me lay the play.
Us cops, we gotta protect each other.
Okay,
Yeah.
right there.
And that's him doing a drive-by, which it shows that maybe Lucia is driving right there, and again implying possible co-op because he's doing a drive-by.
Yeah, a lot of people agreeing with you that co-op is going to be a big thing here.
Yeah, I really think so because that would be a huge deal for them.
Yeah.
And that also takes a long time to get right. At 151, you can see that there's a tram system in the background of that brap, brap lady.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, you can see there's a tram there. I also, when I was looking around at some of these shots, like that one right there, the graffiti in the background, and this is again a stretch, but I could feel like because they want to get the role playing in there, I think that cleaning stuff will be a mechanic in there. Like I could see a squeegee and a rag being a thing where you could interact with that.
So that's people are saying that's the Metro Mover in Miami. They got a Metro Mover.
Yeah, it could be a tram, subway, whatever.
like
what have
the
you.
equivalent of the Metro Mover in Miami.
Yeah. But yeah, if they do have some sort of mechanic like that, which if they didn't, I'd be surprised. They'll probably have homeless people when you stop at a red light trying to squeegee your car windshield
I can see
and
that.
stuff like
I
that.
can definitely see that.
But if that's in there, that'll be a mechanic for people to do
Well,
online.
it's good that you noticed that because obviously they wanted people in Miami who are people who know Miami to recognize that. And you don't even know Miami. You
No, I
recognize
don't.
That. So that's based on something called the Metro Mover.
At 154, first sight of physical combat. It's an improved version of Red Dead Redemption where you could grab people by the lapel and just like throw them, but there's a lot of nuance to it.
Let me see here. I don't see.
154 grabs a guy and throws him against a car.
Oh, that
Yeah.
Jesus. That went by so quick. I couldn't even scrub to that, man. Wow, he slammed his ass into that car.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? One of the things that's very relevant to one of the characters is Lucia. She's a trained fighter.
Oh.
Like her father taught her to fight when she was a kid.
So that's why she's
So-
in a cage fight doing a Bruce Lee kick.
Yeah, so you'll have some fighting skills. So between slamming people in the cars, you'll also probably kick the shit out of people. You know,
in a cage fight.
So you're talking about physical contact. That's probably going to be a big thing with Lucia.
And if you go back to the 154 mark where the guy's getting thrown into the car.
All right, let me go ahead and scrub back here real quick because they trying to. I have to go frame by frame. Man,
Yeah.
he slammed his ass so quick that I can't even scrub to it.
This is one of my favorite things that I caught.
Well, let me see if I can go because it's taking a long time to get to doing it frame. Okay, yeah, right there.
Go back just a bit.
That'll be, you know what? But before we go there, so do you think that you'll be able to take, fighting jobs for money?
I think that there will be a whole not mini game, but there'll be a side mission of leveling yourself up, just like how there was in San Andreas.
Yeah.
You learn different fighting techniques.
So, to maybe brush up on your skills or go earn a little extra money, you can go cage fighting in the game. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. And that I can say will probably almost definitely happen.
Yeah, you can't put a character in there with fighting skills and show her in a cage without letting you actually cage fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this game. There's just going to be so much. But look at the billboard behind her, or behind the guy getting thrown in the car.
Yeah.
It's a parody of Taco Bell. It says Munch Moss.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see that.
Instead of Live Moss.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
the Bruce Lee kick. At 158, we see a grenade launcher effect. It's the first explosion in the marketing. And you can see it's a grenade launcher, and you timed it the right place. The billboard in the background, them making their cute political statements. It says "Fun has no borders."
Wow, they really are making that. Normally I'd be like, man, you're reaching, but I can definitely see that. That is definitely a statement. right
Grand Theft Auto has
Yeah.
always had a lot of political commentary
there.
to
Some
it.
people saying nice tire effects.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it looks just insane.
Man, if this is all graphics in the game, this is incredible.
It is.
Yeah.
At 159, there's a parody of the Dolphins. He has a jersey that says the manatees.
I noticed that when I actually laughed at that when I saw that.
And I was asking
And
people.
again, you're talking about the hairstyles on black people.
Yeah, right. And you can see again, look at the difference in their clothes. Like look how you can see the difference in material. There's different tightness to it. You can tell that his shirt is more loose. Like those other games, it was all just flat, you know?
Yeah.
And in the background you can also see the dog over there sitting waiting patiently, taking a selfie with someone over there. But it's funny they have a sports team they mentioned because they've mentioned some sports teams in the past. The only one that someone in the chat told me, and if people know out there more sports teams from the Grand Theft Auto lore, tell us. But in GTA 3 in Liberty City, they had the Liberty City Cocks, which was a soccer team.
That's not in this trailer.
No, that's not in this trailer, but I thought it was worth mentioning because they have other sports teams that they've mentioned. Okay, now here's where we're getting crazy with these timestamps. At 159 and a half, there's a reference to, it's not yet. It's right before the reference to Fast and the Furious. There's like a Mission Impossible moment that happens.
You talking about like right here?
Yeah, and
man, listen, Mission Impossible can be Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say that a lot of this is at this part definitely pulling from Fast and Furious.
but that's Fast and Furious 5.
Yeah, except with a smaller vault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go back, does that lady who Lucia is pushing down look familiar to you? If you push it frame by frame, it looks like the lady who was pregnant in the previous scene in the trailer.
Let me see.
If you back it up, there's a clear shot of her face.
You think so?
I'm telling you, you can't see right there.
Okay. Let me see. I'm not fully convinced yet, but
Because some people were telling me, well, she's pregnant in the other shots. Like these games take place over long periods of time.
I don't see it, man.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna tell you right now before we go. It could be, but I don't see that. That looks like a different person to me.
I think that it's her, but we will see.
Yeah.
We will see.
That one we're gonna disagree on. I think now you're talking about reach, and I think that's reach.
You want to hear the biggest reach is suppose that is that character and she's pregnant at one point and now she's not. They're going to be pregnancy mechanics in this game.
No.
Who knows how far they will take it.
No. I'm on it now. You're going. This is where we're going mad right now. This is where you're going. You're losing your fucking mind. Come on, no. Let me see. This is why I have to make a disclaimer, y'all, because he's fucking crazy. Okay, he'll look at this. Now this is where I'm drawing a fucking line. Okay.
I say things like that on purpose.
Okay.
Times
No,
like
you
this.
don't. You really think that? No, you don't. And
I think that it's possible. Yes, I do.
Okay, pregnancy mechanics. No. Unless that big black dude we looked at a little while ago, maybe him. Okay, so but definitely Fast and Furious. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And then at 2:05, it's almost like they're caught on camera. That's another moment where it feels like someone's like, "Oh my God, you guys are that famous couple," and it looks like if you watch it frame by frame, Jason is balling up his hand to make a fist and punch the phone.
Save my city, baby.
What? Right here?
Yeah, look at watch it frame by frame of him taking his hand off the guy's shoulder, and it looks like he's forming a fist, and it also looks
Forming
like
a fist for what?
to knock the phone out of his hand.
I don't. He's just having a good time. I don't.
No, it looks like Lucia doesn't want to be on camera, and they're trying to get him out of the way.
Yeah, maybe.
But it could be that she's, breaking her probation. I think that that's like a random character recognizing them in the city. 206, like right after that, they're actually showing there's going to be clear traffic jams in GTA, which isn't something that was in the games a lot because that takes a lot of processing power. But I forget what street. That's South Beach apparently, and that's always jammed up. Some people were telling me.
Don't say me. That's not me. That's he said. Now y'all just being silly. That ain't me. that's him. That's why I had to make that disclaimer. I some of these details I think you might be looking a little too hard, like the about to knock that thing out of his. But who knows? Who knows? I think is that I think that's just a friend of his, and they're just having a good time, and he's about to do like a fist bump or something.
I don't think he's. I think he's trying.
Yeah. He doesn't look, man. Look.
He doesn't look happy.
I don't know, man. I don't know that would listen.
We got other stuff.
Yeah.
We're halfway.
Somebody said you're responsible. Don't bring me down with this man over here.
But it's cool seeing like traffic, and you can see there's lots of people using their phones to take pictures on.
Oh, by the way, they said the chat, not you.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you, chat.
No. They're saying the chat is reaching, not you.
Oh yeah. Quit reaching, chat.
But he's reaching to y'all. Yeah.
207. There's people on an awning, so again, implying that you can probably climb up and get on certain rooftops. Like there's people standing up there. I imagine if they're up there, you'll be able to get up there. If not with a ladder, you can just put a truck there and climb on top of it. 210, there's a PS5 controller. There's tools in the background, like what I was talking about at the beginning.
Right here?
Yeah, you can see there's a bunch of tools.
Right
yeah, and there's a bunch of tools, paint there. And also, I think that there's going to be a lot of birds in this game. A lot. And the way that they have a seagull sitting right by the window, it made me think of like the guy on TikTok who has like a pet seagull. You know, I really think that you'll be able to interact with all these animals.
Well, you talking about political statements. I think this is now this might be my reach. This is like a statement on gun violence and gun infatuation in America.
Come to Fields Ammunition today. We got more guns than the law allows.
That's definitely talking about not only how crazy Florida is, but also America's gun infatuation right there.
Yeah. That also implies, or it confirms, several guns that'll be in there. I wasn't able to go through there, but there's like 5 different shotguns, 5 different machine guns. There's a light machine gun, but that's the character.
Phil Cassidy.
Yeah, people are saying it's Phil Cassidy, but let us show you why it can't be Phil Cassidy. For the clip I sent you.
So that's Phil Cassidy from Vice City right there.
Speak my eyes.
That's Phil Cassidy.
Shh. You just watch this. Ta-da! Oh, damn!
So that's his son.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Phil
thinking.
Cassidy Jr.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's him. And even when they showed him sitting up on top of the store, I thought it said Lil Phil, but it's
just
actually
lighting.
Yeah, it's just like the shadow of a palm tree.
But it definitely says Phil's. Yeah.
Him posing like Rambo. You'll be able to like shoot from the hip with a giant gun like that.
Where is that?
Him standing on top of the thing.
Oh, on top of the
yeah. At 2:15, here's another reach for you. But
now, do you want to do this? You should want to reach.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'm reaching for these keys because I think this could be an interesting mechanic. You never in the previous GTA games really see characters fucking around with car keys, as far as I remember. But they show Lucia dropping her keys on the table, which could imply that you could lose your keys in this game. I don't know.
Stop. Okay, stop. You know, now you just looking for shit.
Now
you were just looking for things. That is crazy. Why would you want to lose your keys? And
I think it'd be funny.
What's your next one? God, not even going to engage in this. What's your next one?
218. Multiple flying vehicles get confirmed. Helicopters, crop duster, commercial planes. A lot of money shots.
Yeah, there you go. Definitely you'll have a jet ski, be able to like fly a helicopter.
And 231 is where they kind of confirm the boat customization. That's where I was talking about with the welding. right after
Like
this.
wild motorcycles. This is gonna be cool, man. If you can, let me just say before we get to that, if you can like do, now you want to talk about mechanics. If you can actually get into cinematic car chases, do stuff like that. Not only do things Fast and Furious stunts with cars, but do Fast and Furious stunts with your body.
That's very similar to a part in GTA 5 where like a boat's getting pulled and like the guy's son jumps on top of it. It's very similar.
Hey, if you got friends, can you hook me?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see they're working on the boat. And the trailer closes out on a classic Vice City place, one of those bridges. It felt very nostalgic to see them driving over that bridge.
There you go.
Yeah. Other than that, like I said, I think there's going to be birds everywhere. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of birds in the game.
It's pretty much Miami. It's Vice
Yeah.
City, Miami. But yeah, you know, of course.
Orion's Angel in the chat pointed out to me that apparently people complained that a lot of characters in GTA were ugly. So that's why a lot more characters are hot looking in
Well,
here.
that's what I was talking about earlier when we were talking about changes that they made in this trailer. Because in that last trailer, like, I remember, you know, people talking about, man, why are these people so fat on the beach? You know? Now, that's not me saying that. I'm not fat shaming. I'm not talking about people's body types in a bad way, but people were talking about particularly this shot right here. And so I guess they want to show more hot people.
I think there's a lot of variety there.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I mean, mostly what I gathered from this is it seems like it's in a lot of ways a remake of Vice City, but with mechanics from like San Andreas put in there, like the working out and stuff like that.
Okay. I will say that you had about 15% insanity reach in there. Most of it, though, great observations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, it's just going to be you. You're going to get crazy. There's no stopping that. Y'all realize that. You know, you're not going to be able to do anything about it. He's going to find something in there that's crazy all the time, at least 2 things. But most of it, great observations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm impressed by that. That's why I just let you come in here and just take over, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, I'll only rein your ass in when I have to.
No, I appreciate it.